Show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. New England pride.
Hello and welcome to another episode of New England Pride TV. This is a very special episode of New England Pride TV because we have our youngest viewer. This is Clementine, and the woman who brought Clementine happens to be
Worcester's best waitress, Jenny Pasillo.
Jenny was a waitress at Joey's Bar and Grill, walked up to me and my husband while we were dining, and she said to my husband, Dale is the father of my baby, and he is late on child support. Child support. Mm-hmm. And I laughed hysterically. Jeff just stared at you.
Poor Jeff.
But Jenny then said that she watched the show and she wants to be on the show. So she is on the show today, and we're here. We're going to do our Pride Pets segment,
yes,
right?
My favorite segment.
With Clementine. Right,
Come
she
on,
said Pride Pets is her. What's Clementine's favorite segment?
Lady Sabrina.
Oh, of course, all the fun.
Huge fan of her advice.
Her love advice?
Yes.
Does she take her love advice?
Very seriously.
Okay, great. All right. Here's something new for you in our Pride Pet segment. For all the horse lovers out there, I would like to introduce you to the Central New England Equine Rescue, located in West Brookfield, Massachusetts.
Central New England's Equine Rescue's mission is to save horses that are abused, neglected, and abandoned, and work on finding appropriate and loving homes where these horses can have the life that they deserve. Also, volunteers are always welcome.
For more information about Central New England Equine Rescue, call 978-621-6717.
Or email bekindtoanimals@centralnewenglandequinerescue.com. Also, check out Central New England Equine Rescue's Facebook page.
We'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
New England Pride TV is brought to you by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision, Bay State Savings Bank, Safe Homes, Joseph Gonzalez Dofrane, Boston Wedding Photographer, Paul Chasen Interior Design, Nuovo Restaurant, Dr. Frank P. Fetchner Plastic Surgery, Fallon Health, The Queen's Cups, Escape Games Worcester, The Fireplace Room Restaurant, Uniquely Your Decor, Art Reach, Electric Haze, Bull Mansion, Ellie's Pet Barn, Photo Documentation Services LLC, and Next Level Pet Care.
Hey, welcome back to New England Pride TV. I'm your host, Dale LePage. Our guest now is Gabrielle Spearer. And I wanted to have you on the show because I had heard about your workshops at First Event, correct?
Yes.
And you just sent me this wonderful email, and I love the way this was phrased. It's a new definition of bravery and building bridges through diversity. And you do workshops on strategies for coming out at work. Now, I think that's fascinating. How long have you been doing workshops about coming out at work?
I've been doing it for a few years now. First time did it at the Philly Transgender Wellness Conference.
In Philadelphia?
In Philadelphia. It's a huge conference, and there's lots of young people there too.
And now you must have special training to do these seminars.
Well, you kind of learn along the way.
Yeah.
And I've really, it's talking to a lot of people, understanding their journey, and being able to bring that in. And I do them a lot of times with a panel discussion because there's so many different areas of the transgender community.
Right.
So it's you can have different perspectives.
I actually love a panel discussion because there's so many different views. I love
Right,
that.
and my journey is just one journey.
Right.
But when you can bring other people's journeys and you can talk about things from a HR perspective, and you have corporate people, you have individuals, you have women transitioning, and who coming out on the job, and men as well. Right. And then you have people, a lot more these days of gender fluid and gender queer.
Yep.
And you have so many different areas, so it's one person is really hard to really touch on everything, but when you
Right.
can have a good
Panel
discussion
yeah.
and then have the audience participate so we can kind of customize it to their own situation, because it's really an all-encompassing event that takes place to really come out at work to be authentic.
Now, do businesses reach out to you and say, we would like you to come and do a seminar at our company, or do you reach out to them? And
Well, I reach out to them, and right now I'm doing them more at the transgender or gender conferences and educating people,
Okay.
because I'm trying to, at this point, reach out to the people to become comfortable. I mean, there's been so much turmoil in the world, and to let people know that it has been done successfully and it still can be.
Right.
And regardless of the political climate, companies are seeing the value of their employees and knowing that a diversified workforce is really to their own benefit. When you don't have to hide part of who you are and you're able to be authentic, and
Yep.
it's bravery in a totally different way, that I'd want to work with that person. I'd want to see them in that light. It's the one, in a perfect world, we should be able to leave our politics, our views, our religion at home, and just there to do our job. But if somebody's been doing their job for 10, 20 years and they love what they do, and then they have this feeling that they really need to be themselves, I mean, it's a really scary situation, because you put sometimes potentially everything on the line.
You do.
Your family.
yeah, you never know how somebody's going to
right,
react.
You're right.
Speaking of family, you mentioned earlier before the interview that it's all about a good foundation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, and having support, foundational support for any journey in life. It doesn't matter if you're a teenager
Right.
and you come from a family of doctors and you want to be a musician, or you want to be an artist, or you want to do something different. We need people in our lives that just love us and accept us and support us. And many times in the LBGT community, that's a little hard to have. So I try to do workshops on helping people build foundational support to live an
Right.
authentic life.
Yes.
And I started it for the transgender community, and then I realized it works for anybody in life when I talk
Right.
to high schools and colleges and other venues. So I try to help people understand that we're just a little bit different.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with us.
Right.
So that little bit of guilt that we don't fit into that traditional view of the world,
Right.
that there's nothing wrong with us. And we need to be proud of our attributes
Right.
and the things that we bring to the table.
One of the things you mentioned also was, it's not always our family that is our foundation. It's a family we make.
Right.
I thought that was beautifully put.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's the people we surround ourselves with who can lift us.
Sure.
Right.
And that's what really gave me the ability to make the changes in my life that I did, and coming out later in life as well. Getting good counseling
Yep.
to be able to really understand that the family that I came from, and that this is who I am. And the more I explored things, and the internet was a fabulous place because it really was educational. It's like when you're isolated, I was a few years ago.
Yeah.
So it was a different, really different world then. And many times
yes.
we hide from ourselves. The world has come a long way. The 70s, you had the women's movement, and they had,
Yep.
The gay movement in the 80s. And then the kids who are really changing the world now really saw their parents in the 80s go through struggles, coming out themselves. In the 90s, started the GSAs in schools.
Yes, they did.
And now they're adults.
Yep.
So those people who are accepting and affirming, are paving the way to further acceptance and
I am
understanding in the world.
so proud of the kids right now, too.
Sure.
They're doing amazing things. We unfortunately are out of time for this interview, but I want to thank you so much. And if people would like to contact you to perhaps come to their business or their organization to maybe have a panel discussion, you might organize something for them.
Sure.
How can they reach out to you?
Well, right now, the best way would be to reach out to me through my Facebook page, which is my name. I'm open and honest about everything. So
Wonderful.
it's Gabrielle Spierer, Spierer on Facebook.
I want to thank you so much for all the good things you do.
Well,
And
thank you
maybe
for
I'll
having
see you
me.
at First Event again.
Yes, I definitely would look forward to that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll be back.
Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Lady Sabrina. And we're here, I would say, with another letter, but the letter had some stuff in it, so I'm going to just paraphrase. Alright, so, it was about knowing when to leave. Oh, there's a lot of factors to that. one of the main factors is if it's a new relationship or an existing relationship. Like if it's a new relationship, you have to kind of look for some of the signs, like, are you always the one reaching out? Are they reaching out back? Are they making as much time for your relationship as you are? You have to pay attention to those signals. You can't listen to words because words are lovely, but words are empty. You have to look for specifically actions. So, in new relationships, I think it's just really important to kind of keep your feet on the floor. It's wonderful to feel all of those butterflies and those, those feelings of love and appreciation. But if you're the only one doing it, then it's really not a relationship, and there's kind of an expiration date just waiting for you. So pay attention to those signs. Make sure that the person that you're intending to be with is also working at the relationship. Sending you hello beautiful texts or good night, or when you guys aren't together, that's where it counts. When you're not together, see how he treats you then. See how important you are in those moments, because those are the moments that matter. You're not standing in front of him or her, so you're not reminding them. So let's see how good their memory is when you're not around. If it's a long-term relationship, again, you have to kind of look for those similar signs, but you also have to look at your history. You have to look at what you guys had together, and especially if children are involved, you always have to think about, them specifically. What, a person isn't just their moments. In a long-term relationship, you kind of have to think, are they having a bad patch? Do they just need me to be more supportive? And if that's the case, give them a little time. If you feel like you've already given them time and there has been no change, well, then I think it's time to seek out counseling, where you guys can kind of talk openly and honestly about what are some of the things that you're missing or needed and need inclusion in the relationship. I don't think just throwing a relationship away is a good idea. I think try and work at it if possible. And if you guys need any references or referrals for people, just make sure you write in and I'll be happy to give you those. All right, I hope this finds you well and happy. Love and light, Lady Sabrina.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, kids. Ho here, ho there. No, I'm kidding. I'm having so much fun on this show. I am here with handsome Tom Hansen from Cruise Planners, and welcome to the show. You've been here before.
Yes, we have.
So welcome again.
Thank you. Thanks for having us back.
My absolute pleasure. I want people to know about your great organization, about what you do, and let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
Let's start from the beginning. First of all, you are half of the team.
I am half of the team. My
Your
half.
handsome husband is sitting right there in the cheap seats.
Yes, he is.
And so, what brought you to owning Cruise Planners?
We always planned travel for our families and friends for over the past 15 years. We've been doing it for quite some time, and we decided to say, hey, let's finally buy a business.
And you when you were planning the trips for your family and your friends, were you saying like, I'm good at this?
We were excellent at it.
Yeah.
Everybody always, hey, let's get those TNT guys to do our travel for us, So we always planned, we always listened to them, and we loved living through their travel.
Their travels.
And so we said, why not?
Right.
Let's buy a business. And so we went and bought ourselves a business about 4 years ago.
And you have been growing ever since.
It's been growing. It's been nonstop. It's been crazy, basically.
I
love it. Absolutely.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
And despite as busy as you guys are, you always find time to support the community and the LGBT. So
yes, we do.
thank you.
Yes,
I know
we do. We
I
do
kn-
a lot.
I know you do a lot.
We do a lot with the Worcester Pride.
I've seen you a lot at many different events.
We always love giving back.
And you guys were at the Pride pageant, working the desk, and I was like, it's always a pleasure for me to see you guys because I truly love you. You guys know that, right? I love you guys.
Yes.
And
we know that.
One of the things I wanted to get to get out of this interview is, how easy it is for people to contact you and plan their perfect vacation.
Absolutely.
It takes all the headaches away from them.
Yes, it does. I mean, imagine, you know.
And it's not a headache for you because you're pros at it.
Yes, we love doing it.
Set the scene. Somebody calls you, and they say, we're planning our, I know you do a lot of honeymoons, you do a lot
We do a lot of honeymoons, we do a lot of destination weddings.
Destination weddings, that's something I didn't think of.
We do a lot of groups.
Now, what happens? They contact you. Do they have to fill out a questionnaire?
No, they don't. What they do is they'll contact us, and we get to, you know, to listen to them. We always want to listen and see what do they really want. Where do they want to go? You know, we have honeymooners right now that are interested in Croatia.
Croatia.
I said, wow, what a great.
That's a hot spot?
It's a hot spot. It's an upcoming hot spot.
Okay.
Beautiful beaches. It's just gorgeous in that country.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. And with the euro being at the all-time low, record low.
So the American dollar is really?
It's really incredible.
So
but
we
then
didn't
we'll
know
listen.
that. That's
we'll
great.
listen to them. And it's more of maybe a 10-minute phone call because we really want to meet them.
So it's an interview phone call, basically?
It's an interview phone call.
Okay.
And the primary, what we like to get out of that basically is to meet the bride and groom-to-be.
Okay.
And we set up an area such as a local meeting place, a coffee shop.
Okay.
And we get to really look at them. We interview them. We really get to see their body movement. Do they really want to go to Croatia? Or is it just something that they think they want to go to Croatia?
Okay.
And we
this
talk
is interesting.
to them more and more about it, and just to say, what do you really want to get out of this honeymoon? You're going to be active? You want nothing? Do you want to just lay on the beach?
Right.
You want to just drink all day long?
Right.
What do you want?
Right.
So that's like an interview process.
And the destinations are just mind-boggling because it's endless. The destinations are just like, there's so many.
There's so many out there. It's incredible.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
And
yeah.
hundreds.
And so you hand-pick things to show them and tailor?
Well, yeah, we tailor to basically what they want. We'll listen to the bride-to-be first. We'll listen to the groom. And then we compile everything that their wish list.
Now, you just said, the way you just said that made me say, like, okay, you ask the bride and then you ask the groom. Have there ever been like, I want this, I want this?
There have. We actually feel like we're in therapy sometimes because of the fact that you sit back and they look at each other and go, you never told me you wanted to go there.
Oh,
you never told me that.
okay.
I mean, for instance, I'll give you a prime example. Just last year, in fact, they just got back. The bride wanted to go to Bermuda. The groom wanted to go down to the Caribbean, and they ended up going to Greece. It was amazing. I was like, okay, how do we do that? And they never realized what they could get or what they really wanted. And it was all there in Greece also. And with the euro, like I said.
And the euro was so...
Absolutely. It was a perfect match for them. They loved it.
And that's
you should see all our testimonials on our website. It's incredible.
I've actually seen a few. I mean, everyone just they freaking love you. Everyone loves you.
Well, I think they love to travel. That's why.
Well, that's true. And you set them up with these great vacations.
Absolutely.
Now, the other part I wanted to mention today during this interview is you being travel agents and the owners of your business.
Yes, we are.
You physically get to go out and see and try new ships and new hotels and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's a lot of times that either tourism boards will invite us to their islands, such as was it last month? No, September. We went to Jamaica.
Can you imagine saying that? A tourism board invited me to their island. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Chills all the time.
That's great.
And we toured a lot of different hotel sites. And we do that just to say, for safety purposes.
Right.
Just to find out that a lot of guests think that they can go to a website and say, oh, I'll point and click, and they just purchase a room. When then they get there, they don't realize that room is now facing a dumpster.
Yeah.
But now we get to see.
I had that happen. I didn't use you. I went to Rome. I went to Rome, and my husband and I ended up in a room facing a dumpster and the town dump.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fun times.
But the price looked good, didn't it?
Yeah.
See, with us,
I should have
we've
called
been there.
TNT Guys Travel.
And
Cruise planners.
And we go there, and we get to check it out, and then we get to look for those different, off-key type, areas by going, we got to make sure we don't place anybody into building A.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's
Because
more of
building
an
A
education
isn't
to
right.
ourselves,
You,
yes.
you choose like the best sides of the buildings and all things like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
And
with the cruise ships, it's the same thing. When there's brand new cruise ships come out, we do
Yep.
what we call an inspection. We'll go and we check out all the different room categories. We
Yep.
check out the restaurant, the theater,
Yeah.
you know, everywhere.
Yeah.
And we just spend some time on the ship just to get an understanding more, because it looks different when you see it on paper versus being there.
Right.
So
People would be stupid not to call you, right?
that's right.
Now,
Absolutely.
unfortunately, we have come to the end of this interview, and I've learned so much already. Our viewers at home
Yes.
will obviously want to call you and plan their
Yes, they do.
vacation, their honeymoon, their getaway.
Absolutely.
How
We
would
do
they
it
get
all.
in touch with you?
You can call us at 774-261-8160, or you can reach us on our website at tntguidestravel.com, or you can find us on Facebook.
That's
at
right.
facebook.com/TNT Guides Travel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more New England Pride right after this. Happy vacationing.
Hello, and welcome back to Rod's Propaganda. Today we're going to talk about an important issue, and that is desperate loneliness. Yeah, I'm just kidding. How would I know anything about that? Crazy. But I went to a meetup to augment my incredible social life, and it was a dinner and movie kind of thing. So the restaurant we went to was a life-changing experience for me. Not because of the food, but because of the decor. So they had a bunch of planters with herbs in them, the most recognizable being basil. But they were suspiciously numerous, so I asked my friend to go and check if they were real. Nope. Fake basil. I am still so excited this is something that exists in the world. I mean, normally artificial plants are used to trick people. Like, wow. My dentist office is in the middle of a jungle with fluorescent lighting. Or if it's a fake houseplant, you want to trick the person you're sleeping with into thinking that you can handle the responsibility of watering a plant. But fake basil, what's the point of that? I guess it makes sense. I do have a fake spice rack in my kitchen. So the movie we watched was called A Quiet Place. Now, I don't want to give away too much, but it was a movie with actors in it. Yes. And the premise of the movie is that noisy people get killed. So it's loosely based on riding in the quiet car on the train. If you make any noise whatsoever, your fellow passengers will murder you. I love riding in the quiet car. You get to watch a bunch of rule followers lose their minds, shushing anyone who makes a sound. Plus, it's quiet enough for me to nap, which of course ruins it for everyone else because I snore really loudly. Anyway, watching A Quiet Place was an excruciating experience because you're trying not to make a sound during the silent stretches of the movie. I was more anxious about that than about anything that was happening in the movie. And I had to kill the person next to me because they were chewing popcorn really loudly. But I did it quietly, and I buried them in my garden, under a bed of fake basil. Came in handy. Anyway, that's all until next time for Rod's Propaganda.
Here's a little bonus segment of New England Pride TV. I wanted to do this in appreciation to Safe Homes for all they do. If you don't know about Safe Homes, please go to safehomes.com and find out about their mission and the many people they help with their cause. They had a People of Courage Awards gala this past weekend at the new AC Marriott in Worcester, Massachusetts, which was beautiful, by the way. And I was fortunate enough to play it with my band, Dale LePage and the Manhattans. These people who have received these awards have done so much for the LGBTQ community and their activism. First of all, I'd like to give a big shout out to Senator Michael Moore. He's a big advocate and he does a lot for transgender rights. Craig Miller for his outstanding work in suicide prevention. Peter Bakayaki, the 10-year leader of the Worcester Pride community. He does so much for the community. He's so active. He's so giving. He's an amazing human being. I'm very proud and lucky to call him my friend. He won an award that night. And Reese Stuller, at age 19, was awarded the People of Courage Award for the Young Adult Award. So congratulations, Reese. New England Pride TV's very own Nathan Manna was presented the Collegiate Award for his advocacy for youth at Holy Cross College and beyond. Congratulations, Nathan. I'm so happy for you. Then we had Kristen Eck for the Courage in Media Awards and Dr. Diane Blake for the People of Courage Health Equity Award. And then we have, for a corporate sponsor, St. Gobain was honored that night for their support of the LGBTQ community. Now, if that wasn't enough, in Providence, I was lucky enough to be a judge for the Rhode Island Pride pageant. And let me just tell you, I've been a judge and I've been a host on a lot of these LGBTQ award nights and pageants. And I think I have a crush on Rhode Island. I think they were so sweet, they were so generous, they were so giving. They were incredibly organized. I've never judged an event where each judge got their own iPad. Usually we have like scraps of paper with broken pencils, but each judge got their own iPad. It was so well done, so kudos to Rhode Island Pride. I just want to congratulate Trans Rhode Island, Peyton St. James, the winner of 2018, Blake Sherman, Jasmine Marie Prince, Ryan Welch, and Yolanda Fisher. Now, these were all incredible performers. They came out in formal dress, talent competition. We had to interview them beforehand. So they really take this seriously, and they do a lot for the Rhode Island community. So congratulations to all of you. And somebody who is a leader in the Rhode Island LGBT community has won for Rhode Island New England Pride TV's Person of the Year, and that is Ashley Delgado. Not only did she win for Rhode Island for the Person of the Year for New England Pride TV right here, she was also named the Grand Marshal of Rhode Island Pride. And for New England Pride's TV Person of the Year, Judge's Choice is David Zimmerman. Congratulations, David. And the Worcester winner for New England Pride TV Person of the Year is Michael Lanava. So congratulations to all of you. And for those of you who came out to the Bull Mansion in April for the Queer Comedy Night, it was a fundraiser for Worcester Pride. It was an incredible night. It was so well received and jam-packed that we're definitely going to have another one. And I want to give a special thank you and shout out to comedian Amy T., who headlined the event and received rave reviews. Sarah Blodgett was there from Everyday Starlet. She was exceptional as well. Singer-comedian Rod Ferguson and Joshua Croak also sang a wonderful number. And my co-host for the evening was Candy Dish. So thank you all so much for your help, your support, and we're doing it again next year. I also want to really thank Charles and Marilyn Abernathy, who were in Paris, France, and watching New England Pride TV on YouTube, and sent me this wonderful, beautiful t-shirt, which I love, by the way. I should have been wearing it today, but I'm not that organized. They sent this from Paris to New England Pride TV. So thank you for watching in Paris, Charles and Marilyn Abernathy. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of New England Pride TV. I learned a lot today. Did you learn anything?
I learned a lot today, too.
We always have a great time here. We're going to end the show the way we always do by saying, please don't be afraid to shine your light.
Because you might be lighting the way for someone in need.
Until next time, thank you for supporting New England Pride TV, and we'll see you soon. Wave, Clementine. Oh. Okay.
Hey, 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 tune in, show us you've got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. New England pride.